Welcome back to What's Good Cape Cod. I'm Sarah Lapsley-Martin.
And I'm Katie Clancy. Every week, we introduce you to a person, a place, and a thing that we think you should know about.
And this week, we're at Kaleidoscope Imprints with Steve Karras.
Yes! So you ready, Steve? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Do you know what you've signed up for?
I think so.
He's in the hot seat.
He's in the hot seat. So we're going to start with you and ask you a few questions.
Okay.
So we chose you because you are part of sort of Cape Cod royalty, if I do say.
Yes.
The Karras family, I'm calling like the new Nickersons, kind of.
Yeah.
But for real, I mean, the Karras family has made its mark here, and you have definitely made your mark. But can you tell us, like, how did you end up here, sitting right in this room right now? What was that journey?
So, again, going with family. So, when I was in high school, my sister Brenda went to art school. I was always into art as well. And she got her first job that she got was with a screen printing company in Brewster, a little shop in a garage, you know. And I started working there after school and just kind of, fell in love with the whole idea of screen printing. And at that point, I wasn't really sure it would end up being a career. It was just something kind of cool to do. Like everybody likes to,
Sure.
make T-shirts and make art and things like that. And the more I did it, the more I just kind of became like, oh, this is something I think I'd really like to do. And I was going to college at the time for marine biology because that's my other love.
Yeah, I did not.
And
oh wait.
And one summer I went to Woods Hole and kind of talked to somebody down there, and realistically he said, there's people going to the best schools all over the world to come and basically sweep the floors here. So I was sort of like, well, I really like the screen printing thing too. So sort of changed roles and decided to pursue that. The woman that I was working for at the time was interested in selling the business, and that's sort of what, sent the light bulb off in my head, like, oh, maybe I should buy her business. So looked at it, a lot of the equipment was really antiquated and just kind of, not really worth what she was asking. And I just looked into starting a new company. And when I first started, I had a partner, and we worked together there. And that's it. 35 years later.
Holy moly! So that was in Brewster.
That was in Brewster. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was a little shop. It was called Von Stork Designs.
Yeah.
And tiny, but it's all the processes and everything that were done are still very similar to what we do today.
Yeah.
Things have changed a bit with technology and
we've seen that.
Of course.
We've had a tour, like, wow.
The tour is amazing.
Of what you do. So, all right. So you were thinking marine biology, then you kind of got introduced to screen printing, and you're like, I don't want to sweep floors.
Right.
Makes sense. I can sweep floors here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly, with a PhD.
Yeah, probably sweep more floors here than I would.
Yeah, actually, you probably do when you think about it.
For sure.
Okay, all right. And this is not all you are either. You didn't give up on your marine biology aspirations. So tell us how that's shown up.
So I still, if I'm not here, I try to spend as much time as I can on the water.
Yeah.
I have a boat called Squeegee Monkey. And,
tell us about that.
Okay, so originally when we would hire, high school and college kids for the summer, part of the job of what they would do would be to clean the squeegees, which is what we use to push the ink through the screen. So they're always covered with ink and always needing to be cleaned. So we would always say, oh, we need to hire a few squeegee monkeys in here to clean the squeegees in the summer. And it became sort of a nickname for like the college and high school kids that we would hire. And then when I bought my boat, I was like, that'd be a great name for a boat. A lot of people name their boats after their professions or their, hobbies and things. So it just kind of transitioned, and it's a name that really sticks out in people's minds. Like when I, if I'm on the VHF and I talk to someone, like everybody knows
who's
Wait a second.
You have that.
You need that outlet.
Yeah. In fact, you've taken that so seriously. Squeegee Monkey actually has his own brand Does he not?
It does.
Yeah. I think
so
there's
people,
some product
so
around
there's a
here.
hat up
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
and shirts and it's funny. It's one of those things that's really it's a giant monkey on the front of the shirt and it's really identifiable. And I have friends all over the place that are like, every time I wear that shirt, somebody's like, how do I get one of those shirts? Where do I get one of those shirts? So there's a lot of them out and about. So.
That's awesome.
See them out in the
I
wild.
love that.
Yeah, exactly.
So here we are.
Yes, we can move on to the place.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
should.
We just had an amazing tour.
Yeah.
I loved it. We saw the screen printing, the embroidering, and the etching.
Etching, you can etch anything, it turns out.
I
Yeah.
remember
Pretty
that.
much
It was
anything.
amazing
Yeah.
to see all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So how long has this? Have you been in these buildings?
So I started in 1987 in the back corner of the screen printing building that we were in.
Yeah.
And in that little quarter of that building, we had 2 manual presses and 1 dryer, a small dark room, an office, an art room.
In
that
all jammed
back
in,
corner.
Yeah.
in the back corner.
Oh my goodness.
So all jammed in there. There was, 4 or 5 of us working in the beginning, and just tons of late nights trying to get stuff out.
Yeah.
And you can see the difference in the equipment now with the automated equipment
Yeah.
versus all the manual equipment
Sure.
that we had for years. And with the automated equipment, we can print about 10,000 shirts a day now, where before with the manual equipment, if I had 1,000 shirts, it was like, I'm going to be here till midnight
Yeah.
printing these
Wow.
shirts.
Right.
So, so it's just grown, and I'm thankful to a lot of the local businesses that work with us that have helped us grow through the years.
I think the list of local businesses that don't work with you is shorter.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
Everyone I know.
Not just the
Yeah.
businesses, but like the schools,
Yep.
the community organizations.
I know that you get your shirt printed
Hello,
here.
yep, I get all my stuff
Yep.
here.
I've run races, and we even had a race shirt that had my brother's portrait on it, and just the detail of a person's face on a
Yeah.
shirt.
Right.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is.
And we've got, to that end, we have so many great employees. And
Yeah.
being in business for 35 years, I have some employees that have been here for 30 years, 25 years, 20 years, just.
That says a
That
lot
says
about
something
you.
about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really is like, it always sounds kind of corny, but we really are like a family,
Yeah.
we, as we've grown, we're, depending on the time of year, most of the time we're about 25 to 30 employees. And it is just such a tight-knit group, and everybody's worked together for so long, and everybody knows their role, and everybody can lean on each other when, sometimes some people are busier than others, and it's just nice that we have such a solid group that when someone's like, hey, can you guys help me out? They jump right in and help out. It's not like, oh, he's putting more work on my
Yeah.
plate,
Right.
you know?
Help each other.
And the businesses, we talked earlier a little bit about, we do have, we ship all over the country and down in
That
the
was the
Caribbean.
part that really
Yeah.
surprised
When we
me.
saw the shirts, I was like, oh, it's
Oh,
Naples.
They're such a good
Yeah.
local business,
Yeah.
and we're watching a shirt like
Yeah.
Naples,
I was like, wait a second, this is
Florida?
Naples.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So you've got
So-
business all over the country
We
from
do.
here on Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love that.
That's one thing that I always try to focus on when I talk to customers is, I think honestly, I'll always say, like, I think we're the best value in the marketplace, and the value is the service you get, the product you get, the price you get. The whole package is the real value.
There's also something to be said for being able to walk in here, put your hands on a thing.
That's what I love. I
Yeah.
love this room.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this T-shirt, like, feel how
Nobody's
soft this
more
is.
techie than the two of us.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, I wanted to, when I
I-
wanted to order my shirt, I knew I could like just call and order, but I wanted to come in here, I wanted to feel the shirt, I mean. you
and
have
see
to.
the person who is
Exactly.
going to help me.
Exactly.
And tell
Yeah.
all right, so we talked about the place a
Yeah.
little bit. I just want to make people understand. You started in the corner
Yeah.
of one building.
Yes.
Now, how big are you in this location?
So, now we're at about 10,000 square feet altogether. We have 2 buildings that we do our primary work out of, and then we have another building that is excess inventory storage.
Yeah.
For some of our larger customers that just do so much product, we print a lot ahead of time and palletize it, have it there, so when they call us in
Ready.
season, right?
Yeah.
We live on Cape Cod and everything's happening in
Yeah.
8 or 10 weeks, right? So we have certain customers that we just, to stay ahead of it, we have to do it in February, March,
Makes sense.
January,
Of course,
yeah.
whatever, get the work done, store it, and then we'll deliver it down to them as they need it. So we do a little bit of that. I mean, we do whatever we can to help our customers. We talked a little bit. So we've acquired Cape Cod Embroidery, which is a very similar company with very similar values, great ownership, great employees, a good reputation, and just happens to be a company that we did some work back and forth with, friendly competitor that we've always, been, just in contact with,
Absolutely.
always talking with, bouncing ideas off of each other. And they just got to the point where that ownership was ready to sort of retire and move on to the next chapter in their life. And we're retaining some of the employees, or most of all of the employees actually, and one of the owners, it's husband and wife.
Great.
The husband's going to stay on and work remotely and still deal with customers and things like that.
That's good for continuity.
Yeah, so that's now another location. That's in Harwich. So there's a lot of embroidery equipment in that facility, and we're currently having some of our embroidery team working out of there now. And so just whatever it takes to kind of keep the customers happy and get it done.
That's
It's
awesome.
exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I thought was really cool when we were on the tour was when you were talking about the ink that you recycle the ink.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I
I
think
didn't even
that's,
think about that. When you
Yeah.
think about, before you tell us, audience, think about what happens to all this ink that's
You
being
don't-
squeegeed through. Where does it go?
You don't want it to go
when
down.
you wash it all off, is it going
drain.
into the aquifer?
Right.
Tell us, Steve.
Yeah.
What
So-
happens to it?
So what we do is we have what we call a closed loop system, and it's a system that we developed with a company from Denmark. And in Denmark, they have super stringent water quality issues over there. So for them, their whole goal is how do we filter all of this stuff so that what goes down ultimately into the water system is, it doesn't contain any contaminants.
Yeah.
So we've purchased this machine from this company in Denmark, and it's meant to still have some discharge at the end. It does it filters all the way down to 5 microns, which is really tiny. And what really comes out of it is probably less than what comes out of your washing machine or your dishwasher at home. But you're only doing 1 load of laundry a day,
I mean,
where we have it going all day long. So if we let all of that go down into the aquifer, then it just wouldn't be a good thing. And
Yeah.
with my background, if I'm not here, I'm on or in the water.
Yeah.
And so environmental issues are near and dear to my heart. So we created this system where it's completely closed looped. We're the first one in the country to do it, which is pretty cool.
Good know.
That's cool.
Yeah, and we've been doing it for about 8 years now with that system. And
Is there anything else that you want people to know? What else do you want to tell us? What do you want people to know about Kaleidoscope?
we're one of those companies, we listen to our customers, what do they need? What can we do to better help them? And that's just something that I think has made us successful. We just, try to continue down that road. But overall, I just think that keeping things local and supporting your community is just something I'm proud to do, and I think it's a good way to.
Yeah,
run
we
a
agree.
business.
It feels good to do business
It
here.
does.
It really
Yeah.
does.
So if someone wants to connect with you, order hats or shirts, how do they do
Get
that?
a job.
Yeah,
Get
Right?
a job.
Get a job. It's a great place
Yeah.
to work. It really is. But yeah, we're always looking for good people
Yep.
to work.
Yeah.
Like I think probably every business on Cape Cod is. But the best way really is you can go to kaleidoscopeimprints.com. You can find a bunch of information there. There's web addresses there. You can always email me, steve@kaleidoscopeimprints.com. Our phone number is 508-778-1228, and you can always get a hold of a very friendly salesperson when you
Great.
call.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
so that's always the best way to get a hold of us. But we're always open to new customers, new employees, new
Awesome.
opportunities.
We'll send
So
people
All right,
your
we'll
way.
send people your
Excellent.
way.
appreciate
All right.
that.
Thank you so much. This has
Thank
been really,
Thank you
really great.
guys.
Thank you.
So now you know what's good, Cape Cod. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe link and don't forget to hit the bell too so you know when we drop a new episode.
And if you'd like to know anything else about Kaleidoscope or about our show, visit our website at whatsgoodcc.com.